Hey, you're watching Half Asian Tarot Queen, and I'm Elisa. I have like a whole thread on this channel called Bad Hair Day. I should look it up here. It's yeah, I haven't got my haircut in like over 2 years, and it's really ratty because it's a long story, but I've been in this like profoundly abusive situation for like over 2 years, and yeah, I won't bore you with my whole life story, but that's kind of the explanation on the hair situation. Though I don't think I've really ever been a very good manager of my hair, according to my mom. Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles. So this is a situation of lack, you know, but there's actually, so there's these people and they're like struggling and they're out in the cold and it's like freezing and they're walking on crutches, but there's this warm church here that's like right there for them to like access, you know, but they're gonna have to go inside, you know. I think it's weird that this is at the bottom of the deck when I was just complaining about my hair and like how I haven't gotten it cut in 2 years. Because yeah, like this has been sort of like my situation. That's a whole other story. But what's interesting is we got the Queen of Cups. So this is someone that comes from like a heart-centered place, someone who has like balanced emotions and is like well-meaning and good-natured, you know. It's a loving queen, and there's like good news coming to this queen. And it's really interesting because I don't know if it was the last reading, it was one of the last 2 readings I did, and there was like this good news that was coming in that was going to change the game. And it was weird too, because I did this other reading like maybe 4 or 5 readings ago. And it was all about how like there was this person who was standing their ground, and there was like news going away from this person that was going to change the like the whole landscape. I'll link that one up here. And then I didn't even notice this until later when I was like going back to put the links in. But then like a couple readings later, I get this other message, and it was like there was this like emperor, this person in charge, and there was a message coming to that person from somewhere else. And it was really weird because it totally, I'm going to link that one up here too, because it was sort of like 2 sides of the same story. There's like somebody standing their ground against a bully, which, you know, there's a reading for that too, which I'll link up here, like standing up to a bully. And so the person who was standing their ground was sending this message, and then it was coming to the emperor, or the person in power, and it was kind of like changing the game, you know. I don't remember exactly what the reading was, but I'm gonna keep pulling cards and see what comes out. Oh my gosh, this has been at the bottom of the deck first, like it was just in a reading like recently. It might have been one of the ones that I've already linked. I'm kind of probably out of links because you only get 5 links per video, so I'm not going to link it. But this is a card of karma, and like it's like someone having to like sacrifice something that's important to them. So she's like setting this butterfly free. But like it's like if you love something, set it free, because what's going to come back to you is going to come back to you like tenfold greater than what you released. So it's just sort of like it's like karma, like sacrificing something for the highest good, and then what comes back to you is like more amazing than you can possibly imagine. So it's like someone who's like maybe been in this down and out situation like might be getting some like news back about karma because this person was a good person. Like, they were coming from a heart-centered place. You know, it wasn't like they were in this situation because they had done something wrong, you know, like it was a circumstance, but this person stayed good, you know. So like there's good news coming. And so that's really interesting. And then because we have flow, which is like, you know, when you're like all in alignment, all your chakras are in alignment with the highest good, and you've healed all of your internal conflicts, and then you have the power to manifest. You know, she's got like all this power to manifest, and she's like in her flow, and things are starting to happen. Like her manifestations are coming into alignment in the three-dimensional reality. This is a card, the middle world, and it talks about this sort of bubble of reality that we all live in, like three-dimensional reality. And it's interesting because it has these birds flying in it, and the birds are all about like the truth, you know. And there's been all these messages coming out about the truth changing the game, you know, this message of truth that's changing the game. And it's been coming out in all these different ways. Like if you go back and look at all the readings, especially the ones in the thread for Ukraine, which I'll link at the end of the video, it's like a huge theme. But yeah, it's interesting because it's just sort of like, it's almost like this three-dimensional reality is sort of like a testing ground, you know, because the three-dimensional reality is in alignment with the truth. So all these people are, everyone's, you know, in everyday life trying to manifest their dreams, you know, and like sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't, you know. And when it doesn't, there's like some kind of lesson that we need to learn, or some place where we're like not in alignment with the truth, which is like sort of like the ultimate arbiter of whether it's gonna fly or not, you know. So that was a lot of messages, but blah blah blah. Okay, I'm going to Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. When I pulled it out of the deck, we got this, had the Six of Pentacles at the bottom. So that's a message of like bringing things into balance that were out of balance. So that's also like a message that's been coming through. Like it's almost like this person who's been in power has been abusing their power, and like the truth coming out about that, and that like sort of like rebalancing the situation. So okay, all right, I'm gonna keep pulling, but it's pretty exciting. We have a different background today because, well, basically because my phone needed to be charged, and I usually don't show this background because you can see how messy things are. But you can see my little shelf of all my decks back there. Yeah. Anyways, welcome to my room. All right. Okay. All right. So, okay, so at the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords. So this is fear and anxiety that's being released. So, there have been like a lot of messages of conflict that have been coming up in a lot of the readings also. So it's just sort of like the truth is bubbling up in this three-dimensional reality, and everyone has different ideas of what that is. That's causing a lot of conflict. And there's also been this whole battle between sort of like who's in alignment with the truth and who is not, because the whole collective consciousness has changed, and so some people have moved along with this change and others have not. And so this is causing this like total clash, and I think this clash is causing a lot of fear and anxiety to be released, because there's this sort of like confrontation with like, hey, you know, this is reality now, and so we all have to deal, you know. And so it's causing a lot of release, you know. And so there was a message that I did a couple days ago, and if I have enough links, I'll put it in there, but it was all about chill out, take care of yourself, don't engage the conflict right now, because it's like there's this revolution and crap's coming out, and like that's just what's gonna happen. Like there was this one person who was like holding their cup, and they were just like holding their vision. Yeah, the reading was about holding your vision something. And there was all this just crap falling down around them, you know, and they're just like meditating, holding their vision, you know. And that's kind of like the message, because like it's sort of like Ukraine, you know. It's just sort of like they're just like trying to hold their vision, but like there's all this destruction happening around them, and it's like messed up, you know, because it's like this confrontation is releasing all this toxic stuff that's been building up for a really long time. But yet on the grounds, so we've got Nine of Cups, the Empress, the Nymph of Cups, and the Warrior of Swords. This is my mom. She likes to fix my hair. Okay, I'm gonna finish this for a minute, okay? 5 more minutes. Okay, so this is like a card of wishes coming true. This is an Empress, the Empress. So this is the birth of something new, but it's also like the most powerful female in the deck. She's like the best of all the queens. You know, she's the Empress. She's like, she's like the best, you know. So, and then we have the Nymph of Cups, which is like the Page of Cups. So there's this offering of love, like, that's coming to her. And it's like interesting, because I was just talking about this other reading. Okay, let's not do this right now, okay? Give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. My mom has dementia, so just FYI. I was just talking about, you know, this person, like, they're holding their vision, they're holding this one cup, and like all this stuff is falling down around them, and they're just like hanging on, you know? And so it's like, it's almost like this cup is being delivered to this Empress, you know? But right now, things are crazy, and right now, things are blocked, because we have the Warrior Sword. So this is a card of dissonance. It's a card of clashing ideas. It's a card of being stuck. It's a card of like not having clarity about how to move forward. So it's like this potential is all here, but right now it's kind of being blocked, you know? Like we haven't overcome this energy yet. So I'm going to go to Everyday Tarot and see if I can get a little bit more clarification about what's going on. Because it definitely seems like we're in this moment of change, and it's like a big deal for sure. But yeah, like, where's this going? I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's going to somewhere good, but there's all this dark stuff that we have to overcome in order to get there. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So at the bottom, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So, you know, there's this offer that's coming in, and this has come up in a bunch of readings recently, or a couple readings recently too. But there's like this tangible, solid, new offer that's coming online. And we have Temperance, you know, this is a card of alchemy, and it's a card of balancing emotions, and it's a card of like manifesting, you know, and it comes right under this Nine of Cups. So it's like bringing things into balance is going to help someone to get their wish, you know, because we're kind of at this turning point. And it's like there's like, it's like I've been saying, there's this bifurcation of destinies depending on how you're aligned with the truth, you know, but this person has the world in the palm of their hands. Like, you know, this person has the potential, but they're going to have to sort of like, and this fell right under the Empress too. They're going to have to sort of like go on their own path, you know, and like commit. And then what's interesting, so then we got the Ace of Cups. So this is a brand new beginning, an offer of love, and it fell right under this message of love. So like there's a lot of love here, you know. But it seems like it's almost like this offer is going to come in and break up this blockage, is what I'm kind of getting. So anytime now, this is going to happen, you know, and then everything's going to change and it's going to be awesome. But, yeah, it's like, I wonder how that's going to work out for the Ukraine, you know, because it's just sort of like they need help. I mean, it's really horrible to see, like, there's this, like, all this infighting, and there's these, like, it's really like these two superpowers that are fighting, and it's just like Ukraine's kind of being used as this cat's paw, you know, because nobody wants to deal with Russia because they're such a big bully. So they're sent, you know, but then these people are so strong that they're like, grah, we're gonna fight for our right, you know. But it's just so unjust, you know. It's so unjust. I mean, it's just so imbalanced, you know. But at the same time, it's just like they're doing it, you know. We're doing it. Okay, I'm going to Sacred Destiny. No, actually, I'm going to do this new deck that I just pulled off my shelf today. Wild Offering for the final Oracle card. I got this deck from Hay House, and when I got it, I didn't even know this, but when I got the deck, I realized that the artist, like, I know her. Like, from real life. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know, but, like, I love the artwork on this deck. It's really awesome. I mean, look at the little Ganesh painting on the back. So yeah, you should check it out. It's got great messages. I don't know why I haven't used it lately, but I'm going to pull a message from it for you. Just for you. Yeah, this is kind of turned into a rambling reading, so sorry about that, but okay. So, the message is intention. Intention is simply allowing the will and the mind to align and move in harmony. May I always focus on the highest. My intention is that all God's wishes for me, come true. And for you. So yeah, it's almost like we're kind of like on this treacherous path where it's like you have to like hold your vision and like walk over all these burning coals to get to your wish. So don't give up. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep going. You're almost there. So am I.